All right, Leos, gather round. This one is for you. We're about to dive into your detailed forecast for the week of February 23rd to March 1st. And let me tell you, it's shaping up to be a week of serious imbalance and illusion, but, and this is a big but, it all ends with a major breakthrough.
So let's start with the central image for your week. Think about this for a second. You're hopping on one leg, but you don't fall. It just perfectly captures that feeling of uncertainty, right? Of being off balance. But the most important part of that sentence is the end. You don't fall. You've got this incredible, deep-down resilience that is absolutely going to carry you through.
Okay, so let's get into the first phase of this whole journey, the unsteady start. Yeah, the week is going to kick off feeling pretty off-kilter, and your job is really to find your footing and keep your eyes peeled for signs.
Now, this isn't about collapsing under pressure, not at all. Think of it more like a test of your core strength, your endurance. You might wobble, you might feel like the ground is shifting under you, but that classic Leo power is right there, keeping you upright. You've totally got this.
So what do you do during this time? Well, here's some crucial advice. First, if you've got any big official business, just try to put it off if you can. You might also feel like you're trying to start something new and it's just stalled. That's okay. It's not the right time. Instead, your real job is to just observe. The universe is sending you some super obvious signs, but you got to be looking for them to actually see them.
So, as we slide into the middle of the week, the challenge starts to shift. It's less about your internal balance and more about external stuff. This is where you'll be facing deception and maybe even a feeling of powerlessness. Your perception is about to get a real workout.
This timeline really shows you the flow. You start with that caution and those delays we talked about. Then that ramps up right into the middle of the week, where there's a real risk of being misled. And all of that builds up to this powerful need you're going to feel to just take back control by the time the week is over.
Now, this forecast has a fascinating name for that feeling of powerlessness that might pop up midweek. So what in the world is the aquarium state?
It's this really strange temporary feeling of paralysis. You're basically like a fish in a tank. You're watching everything happen on the other side of the glass. You see all the dynamics, you totally get what's going on, you have perfect clarity, but you feel like you can't reach through the glass and do anything about it. Just remember, this feeling is temporary.
But here's the secret purpose behind this whole challenge. The aquarium state isn't there just to frustrate you. It's actually forcing you to be an observer. And by doing that, it lets all these illusions just shatter. Any manipulation, any hidden truths, they're about to become crystal clear.
And all of this brings us to what is probably the most critical theme of the entire week, your relationships. With all those illusions breaking apart, you're being asked to figure out who your true partners are, to separate the friends from the foes.
You're going to see new offers, new people coming into your orbit, and your job is to kind of hold two opposite ideas at once. On one hand, be cautious. You need to really scrutinize some of these new situations, but at the same time, you have to stay open and receptive to the people who are proving that they're genuine allies. It's all about careful discernment this week.
I mean, really, it all boils down to this one thing. Your main task this week is to analyze who is really a friend and who is a foe just wearing a friend's costume. And remember, that aquarium state really sharpened your intuition, so trust what your gut is telling you.
Okay, so after you've made it through all that instability and deception, here comes the reward. The energy is going to shift, and I mean dramatically, by the end of the week. All of your hard work, all of your patience is about to pay off in a huge way.
This week is really like a miniature hero's journey for you. You endure that shaky start, you see through the illusions, you figure out who your true allies are. And the climax of it all, you receive a gift of fate. Something absolutely wonderful is coming your way because you passed all the tests.
And let's just sit with that promise for a second. After everything the week throws at you, this is your destination. Fortune is turning in your favor. The forecast is so clear on this. The end of the week isn't just going to be good, it's going to be excellent.
Okay, so let's ground this whole journey in some practical, everyday advice. We've gone over the big emotional adventure, so now let's see how this actually shows up in your wallet, your body, and your day-to-day interactions.
So check out your financial forecast. It perfectly mirrors the week's emotional roller coaster. You see that potential upswing early on, then right in the middle of the week, a possible disruption. But it's followed by another strong upswing toward the end. So, maybe plan your big purchases accordingly.
Physically speaking, this is a pretty demanding week, so you really need to be mindful of your body. All that stress could manifest as headaches, maybe some weird ear issues, or a sensitive stomach. Just be extra gentle with yourself, okay?
And one last piece of advice. With all this intense energy swirling around, you might find you become a magnet for other people's complaints. Don't be shocked if everyone suddenly wants to come and unload their problems on you. Your greatest tool here is simple, but definitely not easy: patience.
So you end the week in an incredibly powerful position. All those challenges, they just serve to clear the fog. The illusions are gone. And that leaves you with one final super empowering question to take with you. With this incredible new clarity, what amazing new ideas are now finally ready to be born?